Shalom, it's the brother Kadash. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles of great millstone, peace, blessings, honors to all the brothers. And it's truth. This is a little interview of Busta Rhymes. He been hot lately because he just put out a new album and it got a lot of Bible scriptures in it talking about Revelation and end times. Not saying that he is a man of the Lord, but this is a little. Even he says it himself, he's not a prophet or he's not trying to be a prophet, but this is a little interview that he's doing on Drink Champs, and I found a little bit of truth in it. So we go through it all. So what he was saying was a perfect example of what I'm trying to bring out, which is going to be a quick one too. But there's a reason why I do that too, which is what he's going to go into. So I'm going to let this play.
You know what I'm saying? So as I was seeing the shit that I was talking about as time passed, and when they transpired, the confirmations was real to this information that I was talking about. It changed the what ifs to the what the fuck. And I was like, all right, I gotta start telling niggas about all of this shit in a very different kind of way, because some of this shit is happening for real. You know what I'm saying?
How do you do that without becoming preachy? Because I guess, that's really what information, when you present information, sometimes it's not what you present, it's how you present it. You know what I'm saying? You came across where you was giving information, intelligent information, but you never came across like you was being preachy. How do you balance that?
First things first, I don't think no nigga like to be preached to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Secondly, for those who got kids in here, and remember when you was a kid, we ain't really like medicine unless we like how the medicine tastes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the medicine, sometimes when your moms had to give it to you, they had to mix that shit up with something that tastes good in order for you to take the medicine, right? So when you give them motherfuckers science, you gotta spoon feed them some shit they don't like the taste of, which is why all of my singles was feel good energy shit and turn up party shit, and the albums were always made with a balance of science and just hot shit. You gotta lure niggas in with the hot shit, and once you get them lured in, that's when you can start busting their ass with the science and the information, because now you got them, you done gave them some shit that they wanted from you.
Exactly. And that's why, I can hear the apostles voice in my head right now. Like, you gotta use the guile, like just a little you gotta have a hook. What'd he say? He said something like, that's the hook, baby. That's the hook. You gotta have the hook, It's a lot of stuff that you could break down with what he just said. But yeah, you gotta have the hook, because you gotta know your audience. Now you could say, yeah, the elect gonna hear it, the elect gonna be woke because it's ordained. But the thing is we don't know who the elect is. You don't know who the elect is. A lot of brothers getting this truth. They get big headed. They say who, they get to rebuking each other. That's cool. And then they get to talking about who they think he ain't a man of the Lord. Well, you don't know that. You can't say that. If a brother takes some time off and he stopped going out the camp or woo out the band, then brothers might get on him and say, oh, he's going off, but you never know what the Lord got that man going through. Just like the Lord might be sitting him down for a little bit. Our time is a very short period of time compared to the Lord's time, so it's really nothing. The Lord might be sitting him back down for a little bit and bringing him back in, when the time is straight or when some other things get in order. So really, I don't really speak on that much. But you got to know who your audience is. That's why I make my videos. I ain't gonna say they all are short videos. If you go through my page, you'll see. But most of the time, I make them shorter because I know who my audience is. So with me not knowing who the elect is, I'm trying to attract any and everybody. And sometimes you got to use guile for that. And there's nothing wrong with it because the scriptures talk about it. Paul used it. And the thing is, you got to have a hook. A lot of brothers, and it's truth, they might be knowledgeable, and I seen some. They might be knowledgeable and everything, and humble and all that stuff like that, but they don't have the hook, man. They don't have the hook. That's why they've been in a decade, and they brought some people in. Yeah, they did some work, but compared to what they could have did, because they don't have the hook. And then on the opposite end, there's brothers that got too much of it. So you got brothers that come in this truth that was lames, that was nothing in the world, right? Which none of us is anything really, but they don't really have no life experience in the world. They were just lames, play video games and stuff like that all day, and then they came into the truth, and then they get into the truth, and then they start getting big headed, and then they want to be over people and stuff like that. But they never had no life experiences, so it's hard for them to relate, and it's hard for them to relate to their audience, and it's hard for them to relate things, and they don't have a good hook to hook people in, and it talks about it in the scriptures, so I'm gonna bring it out. And then you got some brothers that came and had a lot of life experiences when they was in the world, and then they came into the truth, and they had too much. They had too much flavor, too much hook, and it makes them end up going off, and it makes them end up lacking on their knowledge. So they start lacking on their knowledge because it's too much about flavor, it's too much about the hook for them. And then on the opposite hand, you got brothers that have some good knowledge, but they can't really get the knowledge out there because they ain't got a good hook. You've been in the truth for a decade, and even though this stuff don't matter, because the elect gonna wake up, the Lord gonna wake up the elect, But the point is, we don't know who the elect is, But they got small YouTube pages and they've been in for a decade, stuff like that, But either way, it could be a false. What does it say? The false balance is abomination, And this is just my understanding of it, and I'm going into it, and I'm bringing out some scriptures, a couple scriptures to back it up. But that's just what I see. You got to have a hook, and I heard the apostles talk about it too. They was like, that's the hook. When they was talking about the 12 tribes chart, it's real, it's knowledgeable, like this guy just explained, like Busta Rhymes just explained. Then you hit them with the science, you hit them with the truth, right? Some knowledge. So it's real, it's the truth. But, that's things that hook people in your teaching style and all that. You got to have some flavor to hook people in, man. This is 2 Corinthians, just to give you an example of that. 2 Corinthians, chapter 12, which you already know this one. I'll just start at verse 15. It says, and I will very gladly spend or be spent for you. Though the more abundantly I love you, the less I be loved. But be it so, I did not burden you. Nevertheless, being crafty, I caught you with guile. So we fishermen. How you gonna fish without a hook of some sort? So he say he caught you with guile, meaning that I'm right here in front of this TV.
Creator, you're not always respected for who you are.
Meaning that YouTube be tripping, man, these ads. So TV go black, it's go put an ad up. But meaning that he caught him with guile, he used the little flavor to get you in. That's why what he was saying, like the word sometime may be bitter. No, it comes when you come into the truth, the word is sweet to you. And then when the truth started to hit you, certain things about the truth that you didn't grow up on, that you don't believe, like the whole rape doctrine and stuff like that. In Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 12, verse 11 on down. That's a true thing. You can read it yourself, look it up yourself. But the thing is, it's like, that becomes bitter. It's sweet in the mouth, but then it comes bitter in the tummy. That's why when brothers come in, they ain't ready for the steak and stuff yet. You got to drink the milk and stuff like that. You got to work your way up to the truth. Some brothers are able to come in and get the hard truth, I'm talking about the meat right away, like me, for example. If it wasn't true, I wouldn't say it, man. When I came in the truth, I was able to eat the meat right away. Because, I had some type of, I ain't going to say intelligence, but something, a little something where I could understand things quickly. I could learn things quickly. Well, because of the way that I always learned, I learned by always questioning everything. So once I question everything, I could get to a legitimate, break it down to what it is, what's the truth right here and then. It didn't take that long because I would question everything. I would look up everything, research everything, double question everything, research it again to make sure. You see what I'm saying? So I was able to get that stuff. So when I heard stuff like the rape doctrine or things like that, I would go research it. I would question it, research it, question it, research it again, make sure all angles was covered and came to the truth, and then there was no way around it. Like, no, that's true. That's in the scriptures. That's true. Who can only be saved? This is for the elect. You know, so things I was able to get those things, you know, and then having the spirit, you know, the Holy Spirit working with you too, you know. But that's just an example of Paul saying that, you know, he was crafty with it, you know. So sometimes you got to be crafty, you know. A lot of brothers teach and they might not be crafty with it, man. You know, you kind of listen to their video and it seems like they're not even interested in making the video. Really, they just doing it like they doing homework, you know, sitting down, and it's real slow, and it's, yeah. So, you know, and and then, you know, this proves that only Israelites can make it, you know. And yeah, you know, so it kind of, you'd be like, you know, you'll watch a couple seconds of it and you turn it off. You know, you kind of turn it off. You kind of like zone out on it. Like, damn, man. Like, make it seem like you want to do this. You know, like you watch all my videos, like you could go through it and you could see the passion. You know, you could see me going through it. You know, you could see in some videos anger. You could see all type of different emotions: sadness, anger, happiness, excited, me being excited about something. You know, so yeah, I make a lot of videos. Some brothers break down a lesson, right? And they just have the camera on them. I got videos like that too. You know, that's important. But it's like, oh, I want to look at your face all day. So with me, it's like you'll see a lot of my videos. It'd be like some breaking news, and then I mix the truth in with that breaking news because that's the hook. I know that you're going to come to say, damn, what just happened over here? What just happened over there? Then that just happened. So you're going to get some news, which is what you was coming for, what you was looking for, just like he just explained. And then I'm going to hit you with the truth, how it relates to the scriptures to prove to you so you could be able to see it, you know? So you could really be able to see it. Just like I just did now, you know? That's the hook. That's the craftiness. You know, some brothers have too much. Some brothers have too less. But at the end of the day, you got to have a balance, which is Proverbs chapter 11. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is delight. So a just weight is delight. You know, you got to have a balance to this thing, you know. Just something I stumbled across of, and I just wanted to make a video. Brothers going to do what they going to do regardless. And yeah, at the end of the day, that shit don't matter. The only thing that matters is keeping the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, having faith in the Lord, because we're not saved by works, but your works justify your faith, which means my understanding of what I got of that is that, yeah, you might be a brother, you might be lacking on the work, you might not do every single work perfectly, but that don't mean that you can't be saved because you don't do every single work perfectly. Some brothers make a whole bunch of videos and they go out on the highways and byways, but they ain't going out on the highways and byways as much as another brother might be. Does that mean that brother's not going to be saved? No, that doesn't mean that, because we're not saved by our works. But you do works, and your heart is in the place where you want to do works and you want to continue getting better at the works to justify your faith. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of brothers be quick to say, oh, this brother turned his back. That brother ain't he's going off, or that brother ain't gonna be saved or rule out the band. Me, I never say that, because you don't know. That's not your place. That's not my place to ever say that. My place to say is, if I think a brother's going off, is say, man, may the Lord have mercy on him. Just like with King David and King Saul. You know, King David still treated King Saul as the king, as the anointed of the Lord. He even said it over there, and that might be. It might be at the end of 2 Samuel, beginning of 1 King somewhere. But he still treated King Saul like a king, even though King Saul was going off. You know, because he still was an anointed man of the Lord, and the Lord was dealing with him at some point in time. So you still give him that respect, you know. So you just say, man, pray to the Lord to have mercy on the brother and change the brother's heart and bring the brother in, you know. A lot of brothers take the power of rebuking too far, you know. They get to rebuking, they feel like they got some power, and it's cool, and it's good, and man, none of that shit matters, man. At the end of the day, we supposed to rebuke each other. When I mean none of that shit matters, what I'm meaning is having a false balance with it, having the power with it, you know, the power that comes with it. I rebuke brothers now. I got authority now. None of that shit matters. Of, you know, letting yourself get a big head like that. At the end of the day, that's why brothers ask me questions like, yeah, I think that. I'll be like, look, man, just doing the work. keeping the law, statutes, commandments to the best of my ability, having faith in the Lord, and trying to do the best I can with the work. That's it. I'm not trying to get into a place where I think I got all this authority out the bend, because everybody we see that do that, they end up going off. You know, I'm not trying to be lukewarm. I'm trying to be on fire at the same time. You don't want nobody putting a ceiling over you, because you never know what your lot is, what the Lord got for you planned. So you could go and get down with some people and let them put a ceiling over you. Let another person dictate when they think you're ready or not. Me, I just can't do that. That's just not my lot. Some brothers, that's their lot. They spirit resonate with that. They could get down like that. Me, I can't. It's just not my lot to have anybody put a ceiling over me, because you never know how great the Lord wants you to be. You never know what gifts the Lord gave you until you get out there. You know, you gonna let another brother dictate and say, oh, well, you need to do it for, I think you need to chill for like a year. Man, you see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, a hook is very important, you know, in a balance to this thing. It's very important. I'm gonna leave it there. Say salvation to the elect. Shalom. I'm gonna let this play one more time if I can.
Secondly, you know, for those who got kids in here, and remember when you was a kid, we ain't really like medicine unless we like how the medicine tastes.
Dance.
So the medicine, sometimes when your moms had to give it to you, they had to mix that shit up with something that tastes good in order for you to take the medicine, right? So when you give a motherfucker science, you gotta spoon feed them some shit they gonna like the taste of, which is why all of my singles was feel good energy shit and turn up party shit, and the albums were always made with a balance of science and just hot shit. You gotta lure niggas in with the hot shit. And once you get them lured in, that's when you can start busting their ass with the science and the information. Because now